Hey everybody, it's Chrissy Senpai Art again, and today I have kind of come up, I'm not sure if it's a new thing or not. I couldn't find anyone else who had done something similar. If there is, I will gladly leave them in the description if someone's willing to tell me. But today, I'm going to be drawing Sailor Scouts of the exoplanets, which are planets that are not in our solar system, essentially. I looked through Sailor Moon, and Sailor Moon was made before a lot of exoplanets were discovered, pretty much. So I was like, you know what? This is probably a good idea. So first, Super Saturn. Super Saturn is a very, very cool planet, but first I'm going to tell you about where it's at. So, J1407B Centauri is a star that's very similar to our Sun in the constellation Centaurus, and it's over 400 light years away from Earth, so there's no way we're ever going there, unless space travel gets wild as hell. And the only reason we can really see this star is because this dank-ass planet that lives near it. It was being eclipsed by a gigantic planet, which is known as 1S WASP J1407B, or just short J1407B. It's also thought to be a gas giant, or almost a brown dwarf with an insanely awesome, beautiful ring system. I'm going to put a picture of it on the top right for you. It is, I don't know if there's any other planet in this solar system very far from us. I couldn't really find more. It's known as Saturn on steroids also, which I thought is hilarious. But the ring system has a mass that's around just the mass of Earth itself. But the ring system is gigantic. If I remember correctly, if this planet was in our solar system, the rings from the Sun to somewhere around where Saturn is, I think, would just completely engulf that distance. They are insanely long. I think there's 37 rings. If anything is wrong, I don't use scripts, so if anything's wrong, I will correct it in the thing. But this bitch is huge. If you don't know what a brown dwarf is, it's essentially what is a failed, they call them failed stars, but I wouldn't consider this a failed star. It's just an awesome fucking planet. I'm really into exoplanets and similar things. I just love space in general, which is why Sailor Moon is one of my favorite things. So I thought, you know what? Thank you, Reddit. So I thought, you know what would be a good idea? To just draw some Sailor Moon exoplanet people. Sailors, whatever. And I wanted to use this one as the first one because I just think it's, you gotta start off with a bang. I'm not the best at designing characters, nor am I the best at anime styles or line art, so this piece was a little bit of a challenge for me. But as you can see, Sailor Moon's back there doing her little cute pose, and I'm just doing my best to draw draw a circle. I need SpongeBob's help, don't you think? But yes, I thought this was an awesome idea. I'm gonna leave some videos that talk about this gigantic ring system on this planet. Again, it is gorgeous, and when it goes past its star, it's just like, it's very slow obviously, but it would be akin to like flashing lights because the lights are peeking through these thin rings, thick rings. It's just gorgeous. I love it. I think it's the only exoplanet that they have found so far as well that has these epic ring systems. Of course, we have a couple planets with rings, but nothing as pretty as Saturn's rings, because Neptune, Uranus, and Jupiter have very, very thin rings. But Saturn's just gorgeous, and Super Saturn is insane. It's so cool. I was reading up and watching videos that are saying that those rings are sadly maybe going to go away long after we are all gone and the human race doesn't exist probably. But those rings are probably going to turn into moons, and they think possibly that's what could happen to Saturn as well. Again, I'll leave lots of videos that I liked on this topic. If you all have an idea, if anyone else finds this interesting, I'm going to do more, but if there's an exoplanet that you want me to do, let me know down below. There are so many cool exoplanets, like some that rain diamonds, some that are very Earth-like, some that are just water Earths. Again, most of it's just kind of like a hypothetical because it's impossible to truly know what's on most of these planets. without going to them, and none of them are anywhere near us. But I also might do some star sailors. Again, don't know if that's part of the series. Maybe it's part of some very obscure thing of Sailor Moon. But there's so many cool stars in the solar system and just in the universe. My favorite star is, I think it's pronounced Betelgeuse. Betelgeuse? People call it Beetlejuice. Its spelling is not something that I know how to pronounce, but it is a massive star that you can see from Earth most nights, and it's most likely one of the stars that are going to be seen from Earth. Yeah, one of the first near supernova stars that we're going to be able to see from Earth. And since it's so massive, because it is dying, it's just going to be cool. But it's supposed to go boom boom between now and 34,000 years. So good chance we're not going to see it, because we haven't seen a supernova from Earth, like just looking up in the sky and being like, ooh, pretty, since like, what was it, the 1100s or 1600s? I forget which one, but it's one of the two. I sound like a complete nerd doing this, but I just love space. I love science. It's one of my favorite subjects, excluding chemistry, because I just suck at math. In that sense, it's a lot of non-conventional math in my brain, at least. It's how my brain processes it, and that's why it's hard. But I hope somebody else is interested in this and enjoys it. Again, I'm not a master at character creation, but if you leave down suggestions down below and maybe something you want to see on them, I do try to make them what I would envision the planet as a human. So I gave her darker skin, because most gas giants, if they're not ice giants like Neptune and Uranus, tend to be kind of skin toned, which I think is pretty cool, because most of Jupiter falls within the range of human skin tones, at least. So I made her a little bit darker, because there's also not any darker any darker sailor scouts, and I'm like, okay, I want to make this a very, like, everybody in on this, because she has a very alien weapon. I did not know what the weapon is supposed to be. I just wanted her to be cute, lots of circles and rings, and other than that, I didn't really think of much of a power for her, because we don't know much about this planet. So I'm like Jupiter, which has insanely ungodly hurricanes all the time that are just beyond human comprehension when it comes to their speed and intensity. Or Mercury, which is just, ow, I've boiled alive. Or Venus, which is what's going to happen to Earth if we don't stop the greenhouse effect. It's just amazing to me how wild so many of these planets are, and then we just have Earth, which I guess it's wild in its own reason for having life on it. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, leave suggestions or ideas in the comments below, and have a pretty good day.